I welcome you dear friends on my channel Military Reporter. These unique footage of the battles for Pavlov's house in Mariupol was shared with RT by a fighter with the call sign Rocket 12. These videos have not been published before. Images from the Kherson direction. ID-500 bombs hit the port territory of Korabel from the UMPK. Precise strikes destroyed a Ukrainian armed forces warehouse for assembling and launching FPV drones. The enemy was destroyed, as well as up to 5 units of equipment. Chosen Company Unit, part of the Ukrainian Armed Forces 59th OMSBR. It is a unit consisting of mercenaries, mostly Americans, Canadians, and British. The mercenaries, who were on their way to attack the Russian positions, were unexpectedly ambushed by Russian soldiers. Another American M2 Bradley BMP abandoned by the Ukrainian armed forces somewhere on the streets of Sudza, Kursk region. On this post-Russian assault group, Zapad, stormtroopers seized and cleared enemy positions and captured Ukrainian armed forces soldiers. The commander of the assault group with the call sign BAMK told in detail how the unit coped with the task. See more.
Форсировали речку, зашли в лес, дошли до крайних позиций, узнав актуальную обстановку у ребят, которые сидели на переднем крае. Обстановка была сильно накаленная, так как вокруг леса постоянно кружил вражеский коптер, и кружил он круглосуточно. А также работал АГС и ствольная артиллерия кассетным боеприпасом. Дистанционное минирование производилось в этом лесу, а также просто по дежурным целям они отрабатывали с миномета. Выдвинулись на южную часть леса через овраг, начали ее шерстить, проходить, досматривать. Наткнулись на опорник, который давал отбой всегда. Заложив мину, мы взорвали пол блиндажа. Также нам ребята помогли с FPV-дронов, со сбросами. Отбежав в укрытие, нам сказали, что после взрыва противотанковой мины обнаружили движение, около 2 человек в этом секторе. Вскоре мы пошли зачищать дальше опорник вместе с ребятами. В ходе зачистки противник заметил это и начал отрабатывать по нам АГСом, ствольной артиллерией, кассетами, минометом. Начал нас сопровождать по всему лесу. Выдвинулись до конца леса, уже, получается, на восток, выдвигались в тыл. Мной было принято решение, чтобы довести пленных и свой второй номер. Я вызвал эвакуацию на начало открытки. Руки вперед! Руки выпрями!
A homing pigeon calls fire on itself. A video with a happy ending. The pigeon survived, and Ukrainian soldiers were tamped under the smoking ruins. These images are from the Zaporizhia direction Lobkovoy settlement. After active assaults and a number of airborne activities, paratroopers of the 247th Regiment took control of this settlement. Footage of the daily work of Russian air defense soldiers of the 61st Marine Brigade. You've already seen the beautiful video of the destruction of Ukrainian drones, and here's some more. Soldiers use ZRK Strela, manpads, machine guns and SAMs in the fight against enemy drones. In the video you can see the defeat of an Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV control center by the 16th Brigade of Special Forces of the West Brigade. The Starlink communications system and up to 3 personnel were destroyed. Footage of an assault armored group paving the way by tanks with a mine trawl.
Пока туман, технику сейчас заходит.
This is a recording from the village of Toretsk. A Russian fighter throws a TM mine into the house of Ukrainian soldiers who are hiding there. The video shows how nothing is left from the explosion of the house. Trophy American tank M1A1 SAUK are Abrams of the Ukrainian Armed Forces from the Kursk region went to St. Petersburg. Footage from the assault. Russian fighters mopping up dugouts with surviving Ukrainian soldiers with grenades while they are shooting back. The video shows Lancet strikes on AT-64BV tank and FPV drone strikes on a Marder 1A3 BMP, as well as KB-20 bombs from the Forpostaru UAV on a Ukrainian vehicle and the work of a Ka-52 helicopter using Viker missiles, the border of Sumy and Belgorod regions. As can be seen, the enemy is not abandoning its attempts to break the border and gain a foothold on Russian territory. Apparently, after losing almost the entire bridgehead in the Kursk region, the Ukrainian Armed Forces Command decided to seize something new, using the armored vehicles withdrawn from there. Russian anti-aircraft soldiers repel an attack by the Ukrainian FPV from a TOS-1 SAM attack. Kherson direction and some cataclysms in the area of the Ukrainian soldiers' position. An accurate hit on the target with a FAB bomb completely destroyed the building where the enemy was actively settling and accumulating forces. Fighting in Kharkiv region, the Northmen destroy enemy equipment and manpower in Lipsy. UAV units of the 11 North Division destroyed vehicles and armored vehicles. In this footage you can see the strike heavy flamethrower TOS-1, Solnsepek, multiple rocket launcher system of the Vostok group of troops. The artillery strike destroyed Ukrainian armed forces strongholds. Military-industrial facilities of the enemy in Kramatorsk, Kharkiv and Odessa region became targets for the Ukrainian armed forces last night. Explosions were heard in the Odessa ports of Ilyachevsk and Yuzhny. In Kharkiv, at least a dozen geraniums worked off. In Kramatorsk, the strikes hit an industrial zone. In this footage, the crew of the T-80 BVM tank of the southern group of Russian troops continues to provide fire support to assault units, destroying enemy strongholds and taking a hit. Russian soldiers helped to light a fire opponent who decided to stop for a rest. Tracking all the enemy's movement routes, they destroyed him at the first opportunity. The footage shows how Russian fighters repulsed the Ukrainian armed forces' attack in the Kupiansk direction. Chernihiv region, unique footage of the defeat of two radars, Malachit of Ukraine. Russian border guards continue to destroy the enemy on the approaches to the Russian border. In this case, they worked at a distance of 65 kilometers from the ribbon, near the village of Pokrovskoy. As a result of a direct hit of the Lancet, destroyed two enemy radar stations P-18 Malachit. They are also called Tin Shield. P-18 Malachit is a modernized version of the Soviet radar station P-18 Terek, made by the company Ukrsspetstechnika and adopted by the Ukrainian Armed Forces in 2012, is needed to detect targets moving at speeds of up to 1,000 meters per second, tracks up to 256 targets at a distance of up to 400 kilometers, and allows to detect small and inconspicuous flying objects. Evacuation of a Russian fighter who was injured by an incoming enemy FPV drone.
Тут пока будь. Да. Я закину, заберем, ты не переживай, есть. Я еще приеду. Давай. Да. Все, закрой. Да. Готов держать.
That's all, dear friends. Subscribe to the channel, put likes, and don't forget to click on the bell to not miss new episodes. Leave your comments. Your opinion is very important to us. See you soon.